Now the story of that python. I mean, we were reporting this yesterday, right? The story was the python got out of the pet store downstairs, went up to the apartment upstairs, fell through the ceiling, and there were the two boys, and it strangled those two boys. Well, that wasn't true now, we're told. Now the story is that the python was actually living in the apartment, not in a store. The python lived there. A 13-foot-long python, a python longer than twice my height, weighing 100 pounds. A 13-footer escaped from the pet store under the home. No, it didn't. The snake was actually in its apartment. None of that stuff that it said happened was true. All of that was a lie. But it did strangle the 4- and 6-year-old brothers who were at that house for a sleepover. I guess the mom has custody or whatever, and the kids came over to be with the dad, as the story goes. And the python that lives in the apartment with the dad killed the children. The mother has posted hundreds of photos on Facebook, did so last year, of the boys playing in and cleaning her neighbor's snake cage. We've reached out to the mother, but we do not yet have permission to show those pictures here. Police say, and we don't show things that we don't have permission from the owners to show, because that's not right. Police say they're investigating whether the snake's owners broke any laws, and if so, there could be criminal charges. With us now, criminal defense attorney Evangeline Gomez. This thing is a pile of it, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it is. You're absolutely right.
What can happen here?
In this situation, what you're probably going to see is a manslaughter charge.
Oof.
Look, it was definitely reckless and wanton for this individual to have an inherently dangerous animal like a python housed in a home in a glass enclosure without any permits, without any regulations. So this is a serious matter.
What is wrong with people? You have an animal that kills in your home, and you have two little children in there. What is wrong with these?
Shepard, it just defies common sense. And as a mother, as a father, why would you have your child in reach of this animal? Can
you really level a manslaughter charge against the owner of the animal? Under the law?
In Canada, you can. And actually, in Canada, what's interesting is that they don't have a minimum sentence. It could be anywhere from probation to life in prison. It's all the judge's discretion.
Supposedly, they're saying they didn't hear a thing. They were trying to stick to this story that the pet got out of the pet store and somehow slithered up. And I read it on TV last night like it was some kind of fact. It sounded weird at the time. That's not what happened. What is the punishment for people in this country? If you keep an animal that you're not supposed to keep, and it kills somebody, are you responsible for what that animal has done? In the same way a parent in the military can be held responsible for what one of the children does.
Strict liability. Here, under tort law, if you have an inherently dangerous animal, and it's an African rock python, definitely is an inherently dangerous animal, then anything that occurs, strict liability.
Strict liability. Well, it's kind of sickening. Nice to see you, Evangeline.